The colony ship Meridian's hope had been humanity's gamble, a desperate reach across the stars to find a new home. After 3 generations aboard the vessel, they'd finally arrived at Kepler 442b, a world that scans promised could sustain human life. What the scans hadn't mentioned were the natives. The Corinthians were a sight to behold. Towering beings with chitinous armor naturally grown into their blue-gray skin, forearms ending in razor-sharp talons and eyes that glowed like amber coals. They were a warrior race, forged by millennia of tribal conflicts on a harsh world. When humanity's colony ship entered orbit, the Corinthian clans had watched with weapons ready, debating whether to annihilate these soft, fragile aliens before they could establish a foothold. The Council of Elders had granted the humans a single settlement zone, a valley far from the sacred mountains. "Let them try to survive," War Chief Malthor had growled. "This world will break them or we will." Among the first wave of colonists were Anna and Leo, both 8 years old, both born on the Meridian's hope, and both thrilled to finally walk on real ground under a real sky. The settlement was a collection of prefab structures surrounded by defensive barriers, not to keep the Corinthians out but to keep the children in. The adults had made it clear, do not approach the natives, but children, human children especially, had never been good at following such rules. It happened on the 3rd week. Anna and Leo had ventured beyond the barrier during a game of Explorer, following a crystalline stream that wound through purple-tinged grass. That's when they saw it, a small Corinthian child no taller than themselves sitting alone on a boulder. The child's armor was still soft and pale, not yet hardened by age. It stared at the water with an expression that transcended species: loneliness. Leo grabbed Anna's arm. "We should go back." But Anna was already walking forward, her worn teddy bear clutched in her hands. Mr. Buttons had traveled across the galaxy with her, a reminder of Earth that she'd never seen. The toy was missing an eye and had stitches crisscrossing its body, but it was precious. The Corinthian child's head snapped up, eyes widening. It made a hissing sound and scrambled backward, 2 of its small arms raised defensively. Anna stopped, holding Mr. Buttons out. "It's okay," she said softly. "He's friendly." The alien child tilted its head, clearly not understanding the words but perhaps recognizing the tone. Anna took another step, then gently placed the teddy bear on a flat rock between them. She smiled, then backed away, pulling Leo with her. They ran back to the colony, breathless and exhilarated by their rebellious adventure. Anna's mother was furious when she learned they'd left the barrier, but Anna kept the encounter secret. She didn't mention the alien child or Mr. Buttons. The next morning, alarms blared across the colony. Director Chen stood at the command center, face pale as she watched the monitors. This can't be happening. On every screen, the same impossible image. 500 Corinthian warriors in full battle armor, arranged in precise formation just outside the colony's barrier. At their head stood War Chief Malthor himself, a legendary figure whose name was whispered with fear even among his own people. He carried a weapon that looked like a fusion of a spear and an energy rifle, a symbol of his authority. "Battle stations," someone shouted. Parents frantically gathered their children. The colony's meager defense systems powered up, though everyone knew they'd barely slow down such a force. Anna pressed her face against the window of her family's quarters, heart pounding. "What's happening?" Then she saw it. In Malthor's lower left hand, held with surprising gentleness, was Mr. Buttons. "No," Anna whispered. "No, no, no." Before her mother could stop her, Anna bolted out the door. She ran through the compound, dodging grabbing hands, and hit the barrier controls. "The gates opened. Anna!" Leo's voice called from behind, but she was already through. 500 warriors shifted, hands moving to weapons. But Anna kept running straight toward Malthor. She was crying now, terrified but driven by guilt. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to." Malthor knelt down, bringing his massive frame closer to the child's level. His face was a mask of scars and armor, but his eyes held something unexpected: warmth. Behind the colony barriers, Anna's mother had finally reached the gate, Leo beside her. They watched, frozen in horror and confusion. Malthor spoke, his voice a deep rumble. A translator device on his chest flickered to life. "Small human. You gave my son a gift," Anna blinked through her tears. "Your son? He is outcast. Born with a weakness, a defect in his second heart. Our law says he cannot train as a warrior. He was to spend his days alone bringing shame to my clan. Malthor's grip tightened slightly on Mr. Buttons. But your gift, you saw him. Not as defective, not as shameful. You saw a child who was lonely. You gave him your precious thing. Malthor stood, raising his voice so all could hear, both human and Corinthian. I have lived for 60 cycles. I have fought in 100 battles. I have never seen such courage and compassion from one so small and so breakable. He turned to his warriors. Our laws say the weak have no place. But perhaps our laws are wrong. This human child has shown us a new kind of strength. Malthor gently handed Mr. Buttons back to Anna, then removed a crystal pendant from around his neck, a warrior's token, signifying honor debt. He placed it in her small hands. We came to declare a bond. Your colony is under the protection of the Corinthian clans. Any who threaten you threaten us. This is our oath, given in exchange for the kindness shown to one forgotten child. As the warriors raised their weapons in a salute, Anna looked down at the crystal, then back at Malthor. Can I still visit your son? To play? The war chief's fierce face cracked into what might have been a smile. He would like that, small human. He would like that very much. As the Corinthian force departed with honor and purpose, the colonists emerged from their shelters in stunned silence. Director Chen approached Anna, who stood holding both Mr. Buttons and the crystal pendant. Do you understand what you've done? Chen asked. Leo, who'd finally caught up, stood beside his friend. She made a friend. Anna nodded. And friends protect each other, right? Chen looked at the 8-year-old girl, then at the departing warriors. Yes, she said finally. Yes, they do. That evening, as the colony celebrated their unexpected alliance, Anna asked her mother, Can we make another teddy bear? I think Leo's friend might be lonely too. Humanity had crossed the stars not with the biggest guns or the strongest armor, but with something the Corinthians had never considered might be strength, the simple, profound ability to see another's pain and offer comfort. And sometimes, that was enough to change the galaxy. The end.